everyone, so I've been playing around with this TV P06 carbon fiber stabilizer, and I gotta say for the price, it's pretty impressive. Now, I know what you're thinking, carbon fiber? Fancy. But honestly, it's not just about looks. The carbon fiber helps keep the weight down, which is a huge deal when you're lugging this thing around all day. It comes in at just under 4 pounds, which is manageable, especially considering it can hold almost 6 pounds of camera gear. That's a pretty decent payload. So, first impressions, it feels solid. Not cheap plastic you know? The build quality seems surprisingly good for a budget stabilizer. Setting it up was pretty straightforward. It's got a quick release plate, which is always a plus. No fiddling around for ages trying to get your camera balanced. The plate itself is a decent size, so it should work with most DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. Just double check the dimensions and weight limits if you've got a particularly chunky setup. Once I got my camera on, balancing it took a little bit of tweaking, but nothing too crazy. The adjustments are pretty smooth, and there are markings to help you get everything dialed in. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's not as effortless as some of the high-end gimbals out there, but for the price, it's definitely respectable. You're not gonna get perfectly buttery smooth footage right out of the box, but with a little practice and fine-tuning, you can definitely get some professional-looking shots. One thing I really appreciate is the simple design. There aren't a ton of buttons or complicated menus to navigate. It's pretty intuitive to use, which is great if you're just starting out with stabilizers. You don't want to be spending hours reading the manual just to figure out how to turn the thing on. Now let's talk about performance. I tested it out with a couple of different lenses, and it handled them pretty well. I even tried a slightly heavier setup, pushing it close to the weight limit, and it still held up. You'll definitely notice a difference if you're maxing out the payload, but it's still usable. I wouldn't recommend constantly pushing it to the limit, but it's nice to know it can handle a bit of extra weight if you need it. The stabilization is decent. It's not going to completely eliminate all camera shake, but it definitely smooths things out. You'll still need to be mindful of your movements, but it makes a noticeable difference, especially when you're walking or moving around. It's not going to magically transform your shaky footage into something worthy of a Hollywood blockbuster, but it's a solid tool for getting more stable and professional-looking shots. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the TV P06. It's a budget-friendly stabilizer that offers decent performance and build quality. It's not perfect, but for the price, it's hard to beat. If you're looking for an affordable way to step up your video game, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a great option for beginners or anyone who wants to add some stability to their shots without breaking the bank. So, yeah, that's my take on the TV P06. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you used this stabilizer? What are your experiences? I'd love to hear from you.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.